plastic surgery to pull out the apple.
Oh no, that's all God's. Hello, welcome to the Fame Game. I'm one of your hosts, Heidi Montag.
I'm one of your other hosts, Spencer Pratt.
And we're excited to welcome you to the Fame Game. This is a unique, amazing episode where it's just the two of us, and we finally have a little chance to catch you up on everything that's going on. So where do you want to start, Spencer?
Your birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday
Thank
to
you.
Heidi.
Thank
We're
you.
actually going to celebrate all month. It's Heidi's birthday month. So tonight is going to be a birthday dinner.
Oh,
We
yes.
should definitely
Love
have them
that.
bring a candle on your mochi.
Yes, thank you.
So Heidi wanted to do first nothing. She's like, oh, I don't want to spend the money. I'm like, we could do something, honey. So we went to a beautiful hotel for the night. But of course, she wanted to bring the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a very silly idea. But now looking back, it made it way more memorable compared to any other birthdays we've had for you.
Yes.
And it worked. You guys went in the pool.
Yeah.
We had room service. We brought the big dog.
Yeah. It was a meltdown to get there. I was like, we just need to freaking get there. So, yeah, I'm glad that we got there, got the kids out. And I knew once we got there, the excitement would happen, the fun would happen. Had a nice glass of champagne by the pool. The kids were loving it, jumping in and out. They loved room service. They loved running around on the grass. Everything was great until it was time for them to go to bed on a pull-out couch. First of all, Riker's never slept on a high bed. So that was terrifying. I'm like, what are we going to do? They're like, sorry, fire hazard. We can't bring in any crib, anything, any mattress. I mean, that's never happened at a hotel. So this hotel was very specific with that, which I completely respect. But also that was really frustrating with the kids. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So they were going to share a bed. And Riker's never shared a bed with anyone in his life. Like, he's almost 3 years old. He is such a good sleeper. He loves sleeping on his own. So it was all fun until he started trying to go to bed and the lights out. And then he's kicking Gunnar and like, Mina, want Gunnar here, want my own bed. I want to go home. And it was a whole thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he easily could just not go to sleep. And this is going to be so stressful. So I'm like, it was probably a good 10, 15 minutes of pure stress and going back and forth. I'm like, should we just leave? I don't know what to do. The babysitter's here. She's waiting outside. Our dinner reservation's in 10 minutes. So I got Gunnar to go in our bed for a minute and I put him in there and I was like, okay, you just sleep here. And then I saw how tiny the bed was. I was like, I'm not going to sleep. We might as well leave. So I put Gunnar back in, but that gave Riker just enough time to start falling asleep on it by himself. And he goes, where did Gunnar go? Why is Gunnar back? And it was really cute and sweet. And he fell asleep and they slept all night. I only checked on them every hour or more, just to make sure Riker didn't fall off the bed. And that Riker's feet weren't in Gunnar's face, which they were originally. So anyways, it was great though. And we woke up and they had room service and I got them off to school and they had so much fun. Gunnar asked to do it for his birthday and they kept bringing it up and Riker kept saying he wanted to go back. So it was great. And our dinner was so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I ate too much guacamole at the pool bar. I was pretty full.
I didn't have any.
And then I ate the kids' macaroni and cheese.
I didn't have that either.
And I ate that mini sliders that they didn't eat. But yes, that was but then I just accepted that we were probably going to pay for the hotel and leave because we've done it before. So that was a great birthday. And
yeah. 39, my last year in my 30s. It's gone by so fast. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Life.
Wow.
It's going by fast.
Yeah.
And slow. So it's weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I flew to Washington, D.C. I would say the most, if I could do it over again, it was a great experience and I learned a lot from it. And I know he means well, but having the New York Times journalists following me everywhere and sitting next to me on the flight. And it was so much more than I was ready for because it's like being interrogated for days straight. And, you know, obviously every human has their own opinions, and I don't think his opinions match my opinions. So it was a lot of like, I don't know, if you were sitting in that section near us for those 5.5 hours, you probably were like, what is going on with these two? It must have sounded like arguing, because I don't know, when questions are framed to you that just seems so, like a lot of the flight I was arguing, saying my house didn't burn down because of climate change, which I will take that to the grave. My house burned down, our house, because of criminal negligence and nothing to do with the climate, which I'm sure affects things if you go down, but it didn't affect why these houses burned down. But that was a lot of it. So, but DC was great. Brandon from Georgia flew in, and he's a great friend to have in normal settings. But I guess I probably should have been like no more tequila. We got to be up early, and I haven't slept because I flew. So I woke up to like, oh my gosh, this is so real. I got to go do a press conference with senators at the Capitol, and not go just get breakfast and a Bloody Mary, which normal people would be doing. And then the night before I went to Macy's, shout out Harold and Brianna. It's pretty cool. Harold's been there since the 80s, and he was telling us that Macy's in Washington, D.C., when it first opened, was the hottest spot you could be at. Almost up to the president, he said. He didn't say any president, but everybody else, all the stars, all the big political powers would come to this Macy's and get their suits. So it's fun picking out outfits off the sale rack with this OG that had, he named every single presidential administration he's been through. But yeah, the investigation into the Palisades Fire is now officially on. So before, it was just, we're talking about it, but now we've already sent our first letter yesterday to the former LA Fire Chief Crowley and to the new acting chief, demanding all the records, everything to do with the Palisades Fire, leading up to the fire, what plans were in place, all the communications. And what's really going to be interesting is there's a lot of stories about Karen Bass, the mayor, deleting all of her messages to the point where there's stories that she has some specific app on her phone that she messages through that's some encrypted deleting, which is, I guess, illegal. She's not supposed to be doing that. So I'm really just, out of all this, I want to see what she was writing leading up to the fire when they were telling her, oh, you sure you want to go to Africa, this wind event? So that'll be really exciting. There's also stories that say that there were firemen or fire chiefs or something that asked to put a fire truck on the street where the first fire was on January 1st that reignited in the Topanga State Park, in Newsom State Park. So I can't wait to see if that is true, that they did ask to put a fire truck where that fire was 6 days earlier, and why that was denied. That'll be really exciting. So that happened. I also met with the IRS again about the fire aid. Fire aid hired a law firm to cover their bases and say they didn't do anything wrong. So we were going through that report that Latham or whatever did. And in the first paragraph, the law firm that's protecting fire aid and trying to cover up for them said several of these charities, actually the money went to wildfire victims. So I asked everyone I was around, I said, how many people do you think several is? Or when you hear several, what number do you hear? And I then asked, obviously, Chat GPT and Gronk, and you can let me know off this clip in the comments section, how many, when you hear several, do you think? How many when you hear several? What do you think?
5 to 7.
5 to 7. So the law firm that is protecting fire aid said several of these charities went to wildfire victims from fire aid. Well, the list of nonprofits that got money from fire aid is over 200.
Wow.
So in the defense of fire aid, they say several. So I think Chat, I could relook, but it was less than 10. So, okay, let's go up to 15. 15 out of 200 took wildfire money. So it's the biggest scam, and people are trying to like be like, oh, Spencer, don't bring. There's actual people on the Palisades messaging me like, well, now these people are going to be scared to donate the other 25 million. It's probably going to get held up. Excuse me. They already didn't spend the 75 million for the wildfire victims. Now, because we're calling them out for their criminal freaking scam laundering. Now they're not going to do the 25. Like, that is what I've learned so much lately about why everyone keeps getting away with everything. People are just, oh no, what's the mayor going to do? Aren't you worried about reprisals and she's going to make it harder to get, she already burned your town down. Like, you're still like worried about this person. So
right. If they've done this and they've come that far, they're not going to do the rest. So you might as well not worry about what they're doing. Enough is enough.
Exactly. So for a minute there, I was reading some posts on Nextdoor, and what you notice about Nextdoor is all the people commenting, their houses didn't burn down. So that's another funny part. So like, if your house didn't burn down, you just stay out of the conversation. First off, you literally just be thankful. Go get your groceries, put them in the refrigerator, but then have like opinions about anything with the people whose houses burned down. Please don't type them up. Save your data. So that was hard. I had to finally like move past that, because I started being like, who am I fighting for? If there's this many people that make excuses for these literal inept, negligent, criminal politicians, if there's this many people that want that, part of me is like, okay. But then the other part of me is like, oh no, I care more about my family than anybody else.
I was going to say, you're fighting for your family, for your dad, for your lawsuit, for everything for you. But yeah, that's part of why people move out of California right there too. And they're just like, oh, I've had enough and this and that. And it's like, no, I'm standing here fighting the good fight, not caving into these people who are causing destruction and wreaking havoc and letting them just win and take over. It's like, no, absolutely not. I'm not being bullied out of the position and the feeling that I am and the fight that I'm in. That's what they want.
I am going to stop moving forward. I'm going to stop ever saying like, I'm doing this for my community or for my town. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to start saying, I am doing this for myself and my family.
Yeah.
And I'm done. Like that's my mission, because there's too many people that actually we're not on the same page.
Also, people change their minds. They're wishy-washy. People can be easily conned or changed into things. It's emotional, and you never really know people and their agendas, what they've done, their background, who they're attached to. So it's really hard to vouch for people and to fight for people also that you don't really know.
Yeah, and moving forward, I also probably think we'll have less guests that connect to this Palisades journey and just stay more around people we know and our friends and fame, because I'm also learning that, I see things happening and like, oh, I would have had that person on and they do this. It's like, I also don't want to get in a place where I'm platforming people that then I'm later going to have, it just becomes.
Well, you know what? We're not going to waste my hair and makeup budget.
What does that mean?
Like if we end up not liking an episode or things or with the guests or, we got to really maximize this.
You post photo shoots of you every time.
That's true.
And real.
Also, it's called the fame game. So we're trying to find a balance of our life and the journey we're going through here and the reality of that. So we'll find that balance, and we're just at a journey in our lives and tracking that. And you were so immersed and are so immersed in that chapter. And you also have other things going on. So it was nice to be able to have that and continue to have that through line, but it's not the focus of this. It's not the full focus of our lives. Our lives are about fame. Hello. Hello. Let's not forget ourselves here.
What I've actually realized, because at first I was like, what we're talking about does not connect to fame at all. But then the reality is these politicians, the Karen Basses, the Newsoms, even the LADWPC, they are now celebrities. They have followings. People wear their merch. So the fame game, fame is completely broad now in the sense that they are also playing a game of clicks and making TikToks. So it is on brand, and we just need to, like you said, find a balance, because it was taking over my life. But thankfully I did get a call we were at dinner in Washington, and I said to Brandon or John, I said, man, I just need to get a movie or a TV, like something in the entertainment world again, like to get this out of this frequency for a minute. And then the next day, as I'm driving home, I get a call from the movie star, director, writer, James Franco. And he says, I wrote a script. It's co-starring just me and you play yourself. You can't say no. We start filming in a month. And I said, let me call Heidi, because Heidi could say no. And Heidi said yes. So I'll be leaving in a few weeks.
And thank you for consulting me and being thoughtful of me and checking in, because obviously you don't need to do that. But thank you for
No, I know, but
taking me into
obviously
high
do. It's not like obviously you do.
But thank you.
Of course you don't, because it doesn't matter, because I'm booking the flights. So that's exciting. And
Very
I think
exciting. I'll hold the fort down, baby.
I think this is going to be just a great experience to like do something creative and fun. And obviously Brandon from Georgia is already looking at houses, because, you know, he's that friend that just is ready to go on any type of mission. And John, our photographer.
Airbnb house, not a purchase house.
No, he's actually looking at a house that's for sale that we can rent as promoting the house that's for sale. That's his idea.
But we're not buying a house in
No, I said Brandon's
Georgia. I know, I'm
looking at
just
houses.
I'm clarifying for the audience what
I don't think anyone thinks we're buying a house.
Okay, I know.
We're
I'm just,
sitting in dirt.
you never know.
Okay.
Just
No
throwing it out
houses
there.
are in the works.
Yeah, okay.
We are looking at a nice Persian rug, though. And we're going to get the water, hopefully. They have it turned back on. So the movie's coming up.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
And then
I possibly have a show, like a performance coming up. So we'll finalize that. It's a big deal, but I need to find out if they have any budget for my dream team. You know, it costs a little bit for hair, makeup, glam, but that'd be a really exciting performance. And I would love to do it. I'm hoping, and it's 3 days, and it's 3 days before Spencer leaves, or a few days before he leaves at the end of October. So that would be great timing with the kids, that they can have some time with him, and then I'll be there, and then I'll be there when he leaves. But that would be exciting. And then I also met with a music manager, because Spencer's so busy and we deal with a lot of it, but there's a lot that needs to be dealt with more. And one of the things that he said that he wants to look at is a major record label and kind of putting together a package. And, you know, I have this album done that will be coming out soon and all these songs. So he's like, let's just give them a look at it and get their thoughts and opinions on it. But this is someone that Spencer's been dealing with for a year or so, and really likes, and is a really good manager. And we know some of the people he manages, and everyone has really good feedback about him. And he's not like too big where he won't be able to focus on me. And he said he got the entire firm to agree to have me and basically to accept the deal terms. But it sounded like a really big deal and a big conversation that he reached out, and he said everyone was super excited to have me as a client.
Duh. I mean, hello.
It's very
Look at you. Listen to you. You're a star.
Thanks, honey. He did say that. He said, you're a star, and I'm excited to take you to the next level of my ability. He's like, I don't promise the world and come in with this and that, but I just definitely think there's a lot, and I think you can go to the next level of where you're wanting.
That
Spencer kept saying, get this manager.
Yeah, just everyone has a music manager, a TV manager. Like, there's a reason there's people that are specific to that. And okay, back to rashes. Heidi didn't faint. She's here.
It's a little scary.
Maybe you're just relaxed.
No, I was not relaxed. I literally just almost fainted. I'm very on.
You know what it is? It's all the prescription pills that melted. I think it's just like the lithium in the wind.
I didn't have any prescription pills.
In the town. The whole town is full of pills.
I was like, I don't even take Tylenol. Sometimes I take Tylenol.
I'm saying the whole neighborhood.
Okay, anyway,
Hey,
Spencer
okay, no
has
pills.
been prioritizing his health.
Not really.
Since he got back. Yeah, you've been working out. You have been going to bed earlier the past 3 nights 2.5.
and we're going to get it together. I'm having lots of vitamins.
Gonna have a long, healthy life.
I'm going to go get in the HOCAT and have some ozone treatment tomorrow. You probably get some ozone shots.
Your rashes are horrible.
The worst ever. But Nat, our incredible documentarian, Nat believes that since everything's coming out, all the toxins are just coming out. So, I mean, I knew this was going to happen. I mean, I didn't know this was going to happen, but when I was coming in the debris and my legs were always burning, I should have known something was like bad was happening.
Yeah. As long as it's not continuing to happen, because that's my only concern about here. But we'll get more soil tested.
We're getting all the soils tested. Honey, this is our only option. So
there's always options in life.
This is it. This is our house.
No. Guys, there's always options in life. At least 3 options. You can at least make 3 options for yourself.
There's a book.
There's always options.
We got speaking of options, after the fires, we had it's funny, we had 2 famous people reach out to do records with Heidi. And one, I think we already told that story, that they pulled the record. The producer and the songwriter pulled it. So then Heidi went twice to a recording studio, and this person asked Heidi to do a song with them. I think I jokingly said it, and then they wrote it, did everything. And the best part about it is they wanted none of the money to go to Heidi. They wanted it to go to a world food hunger thing, which I was like, this is insane. You know our house burned down. Why would Heidi want to do a song where she can't make any money from the song? So we just went through the motions because it's such a famous singer, and we're like, oh, well, maybe it'll help your algorithm. We get an email last week.
But spent a lot of time with this person also doing the music and stuff.
They made you shoot a music video.
Right. When our house just burned down, this was such important time with my kids, with what I was doing, with leaving. I mean, it was like really every minute counted and does count, but it was like a really stressful time also. And so it made sense too to like feel productive and to have something that we're working towards. And I appreciated the time with this person, but it's like that was precious, serious time that I think this person has no idea. And I did relay that, but just that understanding. So it was really frustrating, first of all, to feel like I wasted that time. That's really frustrating.
Yeah. So they emailed and said, things have changed and we're no longer going to put out that record. But you could have it. It's like, we have plenty of records that are actually sound like Heidi records that Heidi fans want to listen to. This record was a record for this type of artist music that had Heidi on it with them. We would never put this record out without the famous singer on it in addition, because it would make no sense to Heidi's genre and listener base. So
it's also really frustrating because our lawyer had been dealing with this person's lawyer for months.
7 months.
And cost so much money and made it the most difficult negotiating any song or anything has happened. So tying that up, which is, money and time and the whole thing is really frustrating and disheartening to have it played out like this and so much time. And like, if this was always the plan not to come out, I wish it was just so much sooner that they had cut this tie. I also knew when this person went on tour at first was like, oh yeah, I want you to come and like pop on stage and perform. And that never, I was like, I'm not following up because that person would follow up. That's like their core and never did. And so it's kind of like, okay, like noted, that's not happening. But it's frustrating because I really like this person and it was exciting. And I always really looked up to this person as an artist. And when I was younger and the reach out seemed so like kind and helpful, and that there was some person in this industry that wanted to like help and make a difference and be a part of my musical career, which is really rare. And, so anyways, I think it was just more like disheartening too, not to mention time, money, all that. But yeah, it ended up being like a really frustrating, unnecessary situation. Like, why? Why do we just play this whole charade? Like, why?
I think I deleted 5 TikToks when I first got the news. I was so fired up, and I got to the place where I have bigger things I need to be putting my energy towards. And 8 months ago, that would be my focus, but I don't need anything distracting from my actual things I deal with.
So we just got the news. We thought we would share that because that was interesting. Little wrap up there that had been dragged along for months.
And it's back to my theory about so many companies and people that reached out, like the fire clout, like wore off after like 3 weeks, a month. Like everything's like, oh my gosh, I want to do this with you. Gonna all these calls. And it's just so funny how like people like come attached to like a tragedy to like get that energy. And then second, the like clout part of it's gone. They're out, and then the actual hard part, they're not there.
But I knew it was, and that's why I kept everything like so with a grain of salt and perspective. I'm like, I'm focusing on what I really need to focus on. What is real? What are the real deals? What are we really doing? What do my kids need? You know, because it's like we've been at the height of fame and we see how wishy-washy it is, how it comes and goes. It's the hardest it's ever been in this industry. There's more monetization on the internet than there's ever been. The deals are harder. Everyone has to work harder and do 1 million things. Everyone's like a circus act running around juggling and shuffling and filming. And it's like, it's chaotic and psychotic. It's really, really hard. So anyways, I'm glad that I was so grounded in reality and not caught up in this whirlwind like, oh, I'm going to be the next, I don't know, whatever, Jenny. You know, it's like, well, no, I appreciate all the fans in this moment and being able to perform and to have my album, you know, be successful, and to have anyone come out. And truly, I was able to engage with fans that like really did care and people who love Superficial and people who said it changed their lives. So that moment was great, kind of catching up from the past. But yeah, I was definitely very realistic of, I feel like everything.
I think I had a bug go up my nose and just out my mouth.
Ooh, that's just a trick you could do.
Speaking of circus acts.
Okay, party trick.
So, yeah, life has been, thank God for Heidi. If Heidi was anything like me, life would be horrible.
That's not true.
You're so positive. Everything I say, you're like, no, honey, look at it this way.
Yeah, but you have a lot of greatness.
What?
A lot.
Yeah.
Maybe not waking up in the morning with the kids, not your favorite thing in the world. So today is a rough day.
I'm sure if I went to bed at 9 o'clock, but from 9 to like midnight is the only time I can like decompress and just sit there and do nothing.
Sleep is more important than decompressing.
I'm going to sleep. I mean, I just slept in the podcast with you.
Right. Well, tonight's date night. I'm so excited for that. We're going to go to a little sushi. And oh my gosh, I watched this new show. It's called K-Popped. And it's a great workout show. I've worked out twice to it. But it is where these celebrities go to Korea and they are with these K-pop groups and they split the K-pop group in half and they go split. And then you don't know who's going on what side and they split. And then like Kesha was battling Eve. And so they form a new group with the group because there's like 10 people in each K-pop group, which is fascinating. And then they have backup dancers. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's a lot going on stage. So they split and then they battle and they see who is K-pop better. Like Kylie Minogue was on it. The two Spice Girls, Emma and Scary Spice, Mel. So anyways, it's a really good show. Vanilla Ice was on it. And I was like, I need to get K-popped. So I want to go on that show if you know anyone to do K-pop.
When does our Celebrity Weakest Link come out?
This month.
Yeah, like this week.
Yeah. We're on Celebrity Weakest Link. Stay tuned. Who... Let's guess. You know, I just feel like I might be the weakest link. I might not be. Do you think we won? Do you think we lost? How do you think we placed? Who? Anyways.
My favorite show we've been watching is the Meghan Markle show. What's it called? I love
Meghan Markle's cooking show. What is it called?
It's a cooking show. I feel it's
it's like a cooking
reality, like just like a hangout.
It's like a Martha Stewart type show because she like will make something for the guests with bath salts, and then she like decorates a scarf. And anyways, it's so addictive and good because the last thing I want to watch at the end of the day is anything stressful. I don't want to watch fighting. I don't want to watch anything. I've already had a long day. So I just want something calming and wholesome and relaxing, but still like inspiring. I'm obsessed with Meghan Markle. And this show is so freaking good. And I love all the things she does. It like inspires me and it's so family friendly. And she really interests me. She's one of the most interesting people ever. And
Ever.
yeah, for real. Like just the way she talks is just very fascinating and interesting. So yeah, I love it. That's my favorite show.
I think the best part about podcasting is I think it's the only time our dog gets to sleep. If you think about it, he's like making up for like a month of no sleep with these kids on him.
Or he's like you and passed out.
Just
Like, are you okay?
Toxins.
Yeah, is he okay? I don't know.
Well,
I'm not sure.
that's it. We got to go to date night.
Yep. We got to go. Lots of nannies.
Texts, emails. Well, our podcast mics died. It's been a long day of heat and podcasting. So that's it, folks.
Thank you. Make sure you pre-order Spencer's book, The Guy You Loved to Hate. Make sure you download my music, please, and stream. You can check out our merch. Check out prattdaddy.com. Please leave an incredible review, 5-star review, amazing comments. God bless you all. Thank you for spending your time with us. We will see you next week on The Thing.
No, that's all good.